So, everybody's saying Destin Rivals is going to crash. Prismatic Evolutions is going to crash. Look, guys, it dropped $20. Everything's crashing. It's going to go to MSRP now since it's dropped $20. It's going to drop another $50 and go below, even further, and it's going to go to $50. Destin Rivals, oh, just wait. It's going to get printed so much. Everything's going to MSRP below. We're going to be able to pick this at $100, guys. Don't buy anything. Just wait. Just don't buy a single box. Don't buy the most, popular sets in the era because you don't know what's going to happen. But apparently you do. Everything's going to $100 a box. $50 a box is all crashing. Be honest. When you hear those things being said, does it sound realistic? At least for now, right? Maybe in a year or two, like I always talk about, maybe it's true. But at least right now, with the current information we have with the market, how it is, does that seem possible? Destin Rivals dropping $100. I mean, look at Journey Together. Are we going to speak about that? How that hasn't even gone down to MSRP yet? Prismatic, we've had a restock. Costco bundles, so two huge amounts of supply coming into the market. It's dropped, from 140 now to 100, I guess, in the span of like a month or two. But just recently, after the restock, it's dropped $20. Are we going to talk about these things, or are we going to just keep saying everything is going to crash? Like, I don't really understand this. Now, Pokemon has made statements, right? That they're going to print the newer stuff more than possibly the older stuff because there's a lot more demand for the newer stuff. Pokemon has said those things. But have they said, we're only going to print these, we're going to use all of our printing capacity to print Prismatic and Destin Rivals, and we're not going to reprint anything else. And we're going to focus all of our printing power to these, and we're going to make these go back to MSRP. Has Pokemon said that? Have they said that? No. So why are we acting like it's bound to happen? Why are we acting like Destin, it's going to go to MSRP? Prismatic, it's going to go to MSRP. Why are we only talking and selecting these couple of sets that are the most expensive and most popular sets, that these are the ones going to MSRP? Why just these? Is it just because Pokemon said they're going to print the newer stuff more? Is that all we're banking off of? Because, other than that, think about it. You're talking about the most popular, most expensive sets in Scarlet and Violet. And in my opinion, if you wanted to argue any other sets to go to MSRP, I feel like there's way better arguments because technically, everything in Scarlet and Violet could get reprinted. Technically. Because all this stuff is still in rotation, it's all in competitive play. All of this stuff can get reprinted. But we only talk about like two sets that they're going to only focus on and reprint just these. And they're going to go to the ground because of that. I've never understood it. Like I said, they will probably print more of the stuff than other stuff. But I think the whole thing is still kind of ridiculous. So, Destin Rival booster boxes, as we can still see here, are 260. They really haven't done much, as we can see here. Total set value still $2,000. Will it go down over time? Sure, but still, after more than a week of being released, it's still holding up pretty well. Prismatic ETBs, I talked about them crashing, kind of, troll thing, because, they dropped what? Well, at least from here, it was like $10, but from where they were initially at like around 120, which was around like here, they dropped $20. So yeah, they crashed. But you can see here $100. So there we go, or 98 if you want to be very specific. So they're definitely going to drop another $50 and go to MSRP. Total set value $6,000. Yes, it has dropped from what it was before at $8,000 to $6,000. Yes, it has dropped 25%. Is that a crash? Moonbreon is still above, or whatever you want to call it. I know people get mad when people call it Sunbreon. $1,200. Oh yeah, that's super cheap, guys. God packs are still a thing in this set, still worth a few grand. This packs to get them at MSRP, that's definitely possible. So now I want to talk about how people just nitpick the most popular. Obviously, they're expensive at release, sure. But people nitpick these being the only sets they're gonna, Pokemon's gonna reprint and they're gonna only focus on these. Because guys, like I said, everything can get reprinted. If everything technically, because everybody talks about, all these sets, they're gonna get reprinted for another 2-3 years. Guys, a lot of these sets, especially mid here, mid Scarlet and Violet and after, they still have like 2 years of being reprinted. So technically, all this stuff is gonna crash, right? If you want to talk about time frames, things being reprinted, all this stuff could crash. Like, believe me, because Scarlet and Violet base at this point, it's a little bit over 2 years old, but it's still in rotation, I believe, because I think all of Scarlet and Violet stuff is in rotation. I think it's just Sword and Shield. So all this stuff, you shouldn't be buying anything right now because it's all above MSRP, right? All this stuff is above MSRP. Don't buy this. Don't buy Scarlet and Violet base because it's going to get printed in the ground. don't buy Paldea Evolved because this set already got reprinted twice. It's going to get reprinted 5 more times. It's all going to go down from 300. It's going to cut in half, go to MSRP because it's still in rotation. It's all going to get printed. Obsidian Flames, you can see here, it's at 230. Don't buy it. It's gotten reprinted again, like the same thing with Paldea 2 times. Don't buy it. It's getting reprinted in the ground. Paradox Rift hasn't gotten reprinted yet, so it's gonna happen because since they didn't reprint this, they're gonna reprint it a ton more because they're gonna print huge amounts so that it goes to $100 and then that'll be it. But they're gonna print this one into the ground as well. Temporal, it's at 220. This one also really hasn't gotten reprinted. They're gonna trust me. They're gonna print Paradox and Temporal the most because they haven't reprinted yet. They've been hiding behind the doors, right? And they've been secretly reprinting Temporal and Paradox because they haven't reprinted them yet. And they're going to purposely make these ones crash because nobody's expecting it. And these are the ones that they're focusing on right now. So guys, in the next few months, probably, you'll see these go to $100. Maybe I'm speaking too much here. Maybe just MSRP, right? Let's just be realistic. They're going to drop to MSRP. So Twilight Masquerade, I believe, is a little bit over a year old now. I don't think it's quite, is it almost 2 years old? I think when was it released? Was it like, I don't know. I think it's a little bit over a year old. It may be close to 2 years old now. Is it? I don't even know anymore. But I think it's at least, I know it's at least a year old, in between a year or 2 old. Guys, this could get still reprinted for another year and a half. What is it at now? Like lowest listed 267. Guys, this is dropping $100. It's gonna go to MSRP. Trust me. All the stuff in rotation, in print, all crashing. Stellar Crown 220. It's gonna crash as well. They're gonna reprint. They haven't reprinted this yet. They're going to do it, guys. Everything here in print, it has a few years ahead of it. It's all going to crash. Surging Sparks, you can see here, got reprinted, restocked like once or twice now. It's at 235. It's going to crash because they're going to reprint it 10 times more. It's all going to go down. Oh yes, 151. 151. Pokemon likes reprinting everything into the ground, but some reason they're not reprinting into ETBs, but they are going to come. They're going to go all the way down to $50, guys. These are right now at what? 230. So this is going to drop to $50, which means it's going to drop like $180, guys. It's going to happen. Trust me, Pokemon, during this whole time for the entire year, for some reason, I don't know, maybe they're secretly printing 3 warehouses worth of 151 ETBs because past 6 months, for some reason, they've doubled in price, but Pokemon hasn't reprinted them. I don't know why, maybe they're reprinting other products because that's sort of what sometimes they do, but maybe I'm just, maybe I'm wrong about that. But, they're going to reprint this. Don't worry, guys. Don't buy any of this stuff. 151, it's all going downhill. They're going to reprint it a million times again. Oh, yeah, Shrouded Fable. They haven't reprinted this one yet. Guys, this is Shining Fates right here. This is the Shining Fates situation you guys have all been talking about. Been comparing Prismatic to Shining Fates. If you want to talk about a Shining Fate situation, talk about Shrouded. Shrouded is set up right to the T to be a Shining Fate situation. They're going to print this into the ground. It's going to be $20 in ETB, and you're going to get them super easily everywhere. People are going to flash sell them, and you can buy them at $20 because they're going to reprint this one, especially because, it's a terrible set, but they reprint everything, so they're going to reprint this one. And finally here, Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates, they haven't reprinted ETBs yet, but for some reason, they printed the booster bundles. I don't know why. Maybe they just like booster bundles, but they didn't reprint ETB, but don't worry, guys. They're reprinting this one also to the ground. For some reason, it's also double in the past 6 months, like 151, but they haven't reprinted it. I'm not sure, guys. Maybe they're going to reprint this one again. Maybe they have another few warehouses where, all these are stacked up, so they're going to reprint these as well. And, all these sets you see here in Scarlet and Violet, they're all getting reprinted, guys. All these sets are all going to crash because some of these still have 2+ years of being reprinted, which means Pokemon will reprint into the ground. 151 still could get reprinted, I think, for at least another year. They're going to reprint 151. Don't worry, MSRP is coming. Destined Rivals, the most expensive main set, most popular main set, is going to MSRP. Everything's going to MSRP because guess what, guys? It's all in print, which means Pokemon will print into the ground. So that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I admit it, before I said some of these weren't going to MSRP, but I just came to some huge realization somehow that everything's going to MSRP, and it just all makes sense now. So that's all I want to talk about here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and comment down below. I think we're all starting to realize this, right? That I was wrong this whole time. Me saying that the most expensive sets, that's like $6,000. Destined Rivals like $2,000. These sets, they're going to go to MSRP. Everything's going to be like $5 a pack. It's going to happen. Don't worry, guys. So that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.